All right, I think it's time for the heavy artillery. I'm gonna move the derivative so we don't have any contact. No metal on metal contact here. Oof. Now let's take a look. So I personally have only seen pictures of this online. I've seen a red one, a lilac, a black, and I think maybe a silver one as well. All right, so we do have GAF X TGR. Pretty cool case. I have not seen a case like this before. It's got almost like a interesting texture to it. Can you guys see that? Pretty cool. Copper weight, right? Maybe that's oh my god, this thing is ridiculous. Are you joking my ass right now? Oof. 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 Dude, this with the freaking black nest. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. That's that stealthy build. Wow. Dude, this is a special black. Can you guys see this black? It's not like a jet black. It's almost like a very, very dark gunmetal. Yeah, it's like almost like a dark gray. All right, so let's go over this real quick. I'm not gonna take this apart. If we have time at the end of stream, I might do a typing test on it. I could throw some caps on right now, but we're already at an hour and a half and I haven't even shown the build board yet. So that's pure stealth. Yo, what up, Kruger? Dude, this thing is sick. Check out that engraving. Super subtle engraving on there. Dude, the ano on this is flawless. It's like butter smooth. Random keyboard typing test? Yo, dude, should I put some caps on this then and type on it for the random keyboard typing test? Damn. Dude, this thing's sick. All right, we'll take a look real quick. So obviously, if you guys are familiar with the 910, let me turn this up here. If you're familiar with the 910, you'll know that the original 910 did have a seam. So we went to a kind of a seamless build here, right? Where the top piece does not have a seam. The seam is actually hidden underneath right here. So this side profile is very similar to a Jane, like a Jane V2 side profile or a Unicorn side profile. Boneyard? Oh, okay. I'll put Boneyard on this. I think Boneyard's the play. It looks like Doug Trio. Yo, that does look like Doug Trio. Dude, this does look like Doug Trio. That's pretty funny. Like if these were eyes and a nose instead of X's, that would be Doug Trio. All right. Anyways, so side profile, pretty snazzy there. Front height. The front of this board, let's see here. It's a nice front height. I would say it's definitely on the lower end. Definitely like in my book, this is a very nice front height. It's not super low, but it's not by any means tall. So I would say this is probably lower than a Unicorn. Yeah, very nice. All right, let's take a look at the back here. Woof. 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 All right, we gotta give that a little clean there. Yo, so if you guys are familiar with a TGR V2, Jane V2, are you borrowing this board from Juby? Yes, this is the same one that you saw on Juby's. So we do have that Toblerone here, right? We do have that Toblerone. We got the GAF 910 on the side, right on the back of the Toblerone right there. It looks like on this one there's maybe some slight anno marks here and on the Toblerone. And let's take a look at the bottom. Oh my, dude, this thing is so classy. What? Oof, 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 oof. Dude, this thing is so classy. Wow. Dude, like, if I know I said the derivative was meant for this desk mat, but if there's any board that's more meant for this desk mat, it's gonna be this one. Dude, this looks so freaking sick with the nest. Damn. So sick. Show the copper nest? Yo, there it is. There's the wombo combo right there. Wow. Honestly, I swear I didn't plan that. All right, so let's get the spudger out. What do we have here? So we do have a copper weight, right? So that is a copper drop through weight. We do have that same back plate here. I believe it's aluminum. I believe this back plate is aluminum. So if you guys recall, on the TGR Jane V2, this piece is stainless steel, right? On a lot of the commissioned unicorns, this is aluminum or stainless steel. This one is aluminum, right? If you look at the Jane V2 CE, this is gonna be carbon fiber. So it looks like this is anodized black aluminum, if I had to guess. I think that's what it is. We got TGR down here, we got 910 there. We do have black screws. That is a super nice touch. Personally, I like that these ones are silver. I like that these are stainless steel screws here. It accents and matches very well with the Toblerone. And I do like how these ones are black and not stainless steel. I think this is the perfect amount of contrast. If these were both black, it'd be a little too muted. If these were both stainless steel, it'd be a little bit too much. So those are the little tiny details that I personally look at, and I think that that's perfect, right? We do have that kind of almost like a shoebox design where the seam is hidden underneath the ledge, right? So you do have a shelf here, right? We do have a little shelf, and the seam is hidden underneath, kind of similar to the IU, right? We have the GAF X TGR. If you guys aren't familiar with GAF, right here is GAF, right? Insanely talented artisan creator, right? I believe right now on some sort of a hiatus, but back in the day, amazing, amazing caps. Very hard to find, very expensive, super limited. So Shuangmu ran this desk mat, and I believe Shuangmu also ran this board, right? Let's take a close look at the bottom here. So if you guys can tell, it looks like this is a pretty damn good match between the two. I would say maybe this back plate is like slightly darker, like very, very slight, very slightly darker than the case. Not enough to like annoy me by any means. At this angle, they look the same. With light, they're pretty damn similar. So one thing, I did have one big complaint that looks like it was addressed on this board, and that is on a lot of the commissioned unicorns, as well as some other TGR boards I've seen, there aren't screws in the middle here, right? So it just has these corner ones, right? But what happens is when you put this back plate on here, it tends to bow in the middle, right? So I did notice like on the Oz corn and the GSK McLovin corn, it does tend to bow right here. It'll go up a little bit, and you can kind of push on it because there's no screws in the middle. So I'm super happy that they added screws in the middle there. Super nice. We'll take a look at that USB port. Ryan told me he would send me an autograph headshot if I didn't buy a Nest, and I'm still waiting on it. What? Perfect. Looks very nice in there. Nice and high and tight. Give me it. Up. Up. There we go. Nice. Let's do a cable check. Perfect. Does the bowing affect the feel of the board or just appearance? So what I felt on the with the bowing, what happens is, right, so the middle becomes bowed, it becomes bowed outward a little bit. So what happens is, because it becomes bowed outward, the middle portion of the board touches and the bump-ons barely touch. So if you notice here, if I go like this is actually, so this one actually like slides quite a bit, and that's because the bump-ons are on. You see how tall the bump-on is compared to this portion? So the bump-on is actually barely touching the desk mat before this hits. So when it's on the desk, because it's so heavy, this ends up touching quite a bit. Does that make sense? So the bump-ons don't really do too much. But on the unicorn commissions, because it bowed, you could like spin it like that and it would just spin. So this reminds me more of like the Matrix, right? So let me grab Boneyard for this, and I'll be right back. Wow. Yeah, I think Boneyard is the call on this one. Dude, that is a sick profile right there. So classy. Is this the smudge? This is the smudge you don't like? Done. Super nice. All right, so as you guys saw, this is it looks like cherry blacks on aluminum. Let's check it out. So spacebar, goated, 100% recommendation on the spacebar. Backspace, solid as well. I would say the tab and the control, or the tab and the cap sounds like slightly hollow, like slightly. Backspace, enter, spacebar, all very good. Is this top mount or gasket? Honestly, I think it's just top mount, right? I honestly don't know, but I think it's just top mount. Oop. All right, here we go. Interesting. I would say it honestly, it sounds very traditional, I would say. Very clacky, traditional cherry black sound. I will say that these are pretty scratchy. These are pretty scratchy, I would say. Definitely on the scratchier side of blacks. You guys can probably hear it, and I can tell it's got, you know the films, when the film gets caught, like you close a housing and the film gets kind of caught and then the stem hits it. Listen, this is normal. That's the film. You hear it? Normal film. I think that was the only one, but it was throwing me off during the typing test. Oh, we got one more here. Normal. Is it the film? Maybe it's just spring. No, it's the spring. Film looks good. Film looks good. So it's a spring. Maybe the spring just doesn't have lube. Yeah, listen. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Other than that, it did feel pretty damn good. I like it. That's why you put every switch up to your ear and test before putting into the plate PCB. It is really why I do that. That is why I do that. But at any rate, yes, that's a perfect example of spring crunch and ping. Exactly. So, anyways, at the end of the day, I love this board. This is the exact combo that I would go for. I've seen the lilac one. I've seen the red one. They're both too flashy for me. This is the exact colorway I would go for. Sounds pretty good. If this were my personal board, I'd probably rebuild it with OP blacks. I do think this would sound... I think OP blacks would really liven this up a lot. So I personally would rebuild it with OP blacks if this were my board. But it does have a very traditional feel and sound to it with the cherry blacks. So anyways, that's the GAF 910. This is a board that I have had my eyes on for quite some time. Was never able to secure one, so I'm just stoked to have one in front of me to check out and kind of evaluate. I can safely say I am still just as excited to potentially get one in the future as I was before. So definitely does not let down.